Welcome to On-Screen Learning. Equality and diversity. Equality and diversity is a term used in the United Kingdom to define and champion equality, diversity, and human rights as defining values of society. It promotes equality of opportunity for all, giving every individual the chance to achieve their potential, free from prejudice and discrimination. UK legislation requires public authorities to promote equality in everything that they do, also making sure that other organizations meet their legal duties to promote equality while also doing so themselves. In the UK, under the Equality Act 2010, there are certain legal requirements under existing legislation that promote equality in the areas of 9 protected characteristics. These are often collectively referred to as the general duties to promote equality. As the independent advocate for equality and human rights in Britain, a Commission of Equality and Human Rights, EHRC, exists that aims to reduce inequality, eliminate discrimination, strengthen good relations between people, and promote and protect human rights. EHRC has a duty to challenge prejudice and disadvantage and promote the importance of human rights, enforcing equality laws on age, disability, gender reassignment, race, religion, or belief and sexual orientation, and encourage compliance with the Human Rights Act. Let's look at some protected characteristics. Protected characteristics are specific aspects of a person's identity defined by the Equality Act of 2010. The protection relates to protection from discrimination. 1. Age. It is unlawful for age to be the cause of less favorable treatment in a workplace or in vocational training, unless there is an objective justification for doing so. Where this is referred to, it refers to a person belonging to a particular age, e.g. 32-year-olds, or range of ages, e.g. 18 to 30-year-olds. 2. Gender reassignment. The process of transitioning from one gender to another. 3. Marriage and civil partnership. Marriage is defined as a union between a man and woman. Same-sex couples can have their relationships legally recognized as civil partnerships. Civil partners must be treated the same as married couples on a wide range of legal matters. 4. Pregnancy and maternity. Pregnancy is a condition of being pregnant or expecting a baby. Maternity refers to the period after the birth and is linked to maternity leave in the employment context. In the non-work context, protection against maternity discrimination is for 26 weeks after giving birth, and this includes treating a woman unfavorably because she is breastfeeding. 5. Disability. If one has a physical or mental impairment, that person has specific rights to protect them against discrimination. Employers and service providers are obliged to make relevant adjustments. Under certain circumstances, this protection also extends to their carers. A person has a disability if he or she has a physical or mental impairment which has a substantial and long-term adverse effect on that person's ability to carry out normal day-to-day activities. 6. Race, including color, nationality, ethnic or national origin. Refers to the protected characteristic of race. It refers to a group of people defined by their race, color, and nationality, including citizenship, ethnic or national origins. Wherever one was born, wherever their parents came from, whatever the color of their skin, they have a right to be treated fairly and be protected against racial discrimination and prejudice. 7. Religion and belief. Religion has a meaning usually given to it, but belief includes religious and philosophical beliefs, including lack of belief, e.g. atheism. Generally, a belief should affect your life choices or the way you live for it to be included in the definition. Religion or belief should not interfere with anybody's right to be treated fairly at work, at school, in shops, or while accessing public services such as healthcare and housing. 8. Sex. Means a reference to a person who has a particular protected characteristic is a reference to a man or to a woman. A reference to persons who share a protected characteristic is a reference to persons of the same sex. 9. Sexual orientation. Whether a person's sexual attraction is towards their own sex, the opposite sex, or to both sexes. These are all called protected characteristics. You are protected from discrimination at work, in education, as a consumer, when using public services, when buying or renting property, as a member or guest of a private club or association. You are legally protected from discrimination by the Equality Act of 2010. You're also protected from discrimination if you're associated with someone who has a protected characteristic, for example, a family member or friend. You've complained about discrimination or supported someone else's claim. Action against discrimination. You can do something voluntarily to help people with a protected characteristic. This is called positive action. Taking positive action is legal if people with a protected characteristic are at a disadvantage, have particular needs, are underrepresented in an activity or type of work. How you can be discriminated against. Discrimination can come in one of the following forms. Direct discrimination, treating someone with a protected characteristic less favorably than others. Indirect discrimination, putting rules or arrangements in place that apply to everyone, but that put someone with a protected characteristic at an unfair disadvantage. Harassment, unwanted behavior linked to a protected characteristic that violates someone's dignity or creates an offensive environment for them. Victimization, treating someone unfairly because they've complained about discrimination or harassment. It can be lawful to have specific rules or arrangements in place as long as they can be justified. Discrimination at work. The law protects you against discrimination at work, including dismissal, employment terms and conditions, pay and benefits, promotion and transfer opportunities, training, recruitment, redundancy. Some forms of discrimination are only allowed if they're needed for the way the organization works. For example, a Roman Catholic school restricting applications for admission of pupils to Catholics only. Employing only women in a health center for Muslim women. Disability. If you're disabled, you have the same rights as other workers. Employers should also make reasonable adjustments to help disabled employees and job applicants with application forms, for example, providing forms in Braille or audio formats. Aptitude test, for example, giving extra time to complete the test. Dismissal or redundancy. Discipline and grievances. Interview arrangements, such as providing wheelchair access, communicator support. Making sure the workplace has the right facilities and equipment for disabled workers or someone offered a job. Promotion, transfer, and training opportunities. Terms of employment, including pay. Work-related benefits, like access to recreation or refreshment facilities. What you can do. If you're discriminated against at work, there are ways to deal with it. Employers have to follow the law on preventing discrimination at work. Other types of unfair treatment. You're also protected from being treated unfairly because of trade union membership or non-membership, being a fixed-term or part-time worker. What you can do. If you think you've been unfairly discriminated against, you can complain directly to the person or organization. Use someone else to help you sort it out. Call mediation or alternative dispute resolution. Make a claim in a court or tribunal. Discrimination at work. Employees should talk to their employer first to try and sort out the problem informally. You may also want to read about workplace disputes. If things cannot be sorted out informally, talk to ACAS, Citizens Advice, or a trade union representative. You might be able to take a claim to an employment tribunal for discrimination. Check if you can get legal aid to help with your legal costs if you think you've been discriminated against. You can get advice from civil legal advice if you're eligible. Employers must follow the law on preventing discrimination at work.